Okay, this Dreamcast controller has a faulty D button. You can see how loose it is, and I'll show you what one of the problems could be. So I took out the 4 screws. So what we can do now is just carefully take out the PCB board and watch the cord here because it could drag your PCB board to the bottom. So this little plastic piece is what goes in the D-pad, and that was my first concern, is that if it was missing this because the D-pad's so loose. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the gunk here. You can see all how nasty that is, and we'll clean off the PCB board where that D-pad is, which would be right here. We'll go ahead and clean that off and see if we can get this thing working. I'm going to leave most of the pieces in here, and I'm just going to concentrate on that D-pad, and you can just see how nasty that is. And so I'll clean that out with isopropyl alcohol 99, and then I'll clean off the D-pad, and then I'm just going to try to see if this works. And I'm going to clean this membrane off. You probably want to use a Q-tip because these are pretty soft. And if you use a toothbrush, it could be, pretty damaging to it if you're not careful. I've used both. But we'll go ahead and clean those off. Hopefully you can see how dirty that membrane is. And the little buttons popped out, so I got to put those back in, but it's a little bit cleaner. I've cleaned most of this D-pad, and it's probably the worst one I've ever had to clean. And now we have to clean inside here. Remember, I'll give this a bath later, but you can just see that's really gross. I'm not gonna lie. For now, that's good enough, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back together and to see if the D-pad will work a little better and respond. So a couple of these pieces keep popping out. You can see them falling, so I'm going to try a different membrane that I have off a different controller for the Dreamcast, so we'll see if that works. With the new membrane, it feels much tighter, so I'm hoping this is going to work. I think someone spilled something on this because this is probably the dirtiest controller I've ever used. So let's go ahead and start her up and see if we can get it playing. Remember, it's thinking $99.99. Let's go ahead. Okay, yep, memory card, that's okay. Start button works even though it's really dirty. We're playing Code Veronica here. Just check out the home screen and the D-pad. So the start button works, and it works.